Hey everybody, Mark Edward Lewis here. A bit of a different video than usual. It's not exactly about cinema sound, but it is about sound in that how we tune a piano. And if you play piano, you should have at least the rudimentary knowledge of how to tune your instrument. Not make a temperament and all that other stuff. That gets really, I mean, that's the art of it. You don't need that. But we do want to be able to find some notes that are out, or maybe a couple of intervals that don't quite sit right, and be able to touch them up with ease with a couple of simple tools and get this right so that we don't have to wait for the piano tuner to come over and spend all that money. And obviously, if it's really bad, then you want to have somebody. But let's just take a look at what's required to set, and that I mean this, set your tuning in your piano. People think you just yank on these little pegs. Well, these little pegs are very delicate. They're sitting in wood. If you didn't know that, they're not like machined in there, and they're just, I mean, you could literally with a wrench pull these out and have the whole string come unraveling. The other thing is that one string doesn't just go and get tied off at the other end. It actually comes down and comes back again and is tied off here. So any two pegs is actually one string going down, being wrapped, and coming back. So when we tie on one, when we turn one, it can turn the other pitch. So it's very complex. This is not something that's simple. But I'm going to break it down for you so you can see how this works and make it work for you. In the middle of the piano, as you can see, we have three strings per note. Down the lower end, we have two and then one. But here in the middle, it gets tricky because it's not always available to us which string is out of tune. And sometimes we have more than one that's out of tune. So we use the tools of the trade really are this tuning hammer. Now you can use a wrench that has a square. This acts as a star pattern, so it grips these pegs a little bit better. But that can sometimes strip these, and we don't want to strip these at all. These are very expensive, very delicate. So we want to go get yourself a real piano hammer like this. This is a nice rosewood handle. It's got a good feel. And feel is very important because you don't just yank on these like you would a violin or something. They're very moody, and we need to be very careful, very small moves. It can be very frustrating. But I tell you, we'll get there. The other things we deal with is these mutes. You don't have to use these rubber mutes. You can use anything that'll dampen the string, and I'll show you why in a minute. So, fundamentally, what we're doing is we're turning these little pegs with this hammer to tighten and make the pitch go higher, or loosen and make the pitch go lower on a particular string. We want to bring that string into tune so that the beats between the string pitches gets to less than 1 a second. And I'll show you what I mean in a minute. We use the mutes to mute strings that we don't want to hear that might somehow mess with our ability to know which one we're working with. All right, to set these tunes, these pegs, once we have a tune that we want, the tuning we want, we actually want to push the peg that way toward the end of the piano. Because they're so delicate, they don't look like it, but they really are, that if you're yanking on these and it comes this way toward you with the keys, the string tension will eventually pull the peg forward and it'll go flat. So the two ways we solve that is to make sure that once we get it really close to where we want, we kind of very gently tilt the peg toward the foot of the piano, and we whack the string with the hammer. Not this hammer, the actual key hammer, to set it. So, here, all that talk, let me show you what I'm talking about. So, generally this piano's in tune. Except for those two, right? And you can hear wow, 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 wow. That's way too fast. We want 1 a second at most, ideally really slow. So we take our mute, we have 3 strings. Helps to find the right string. That's these right here. And we take the mute and we jam it in between this note and this note. So we're muting the top string, the rightmost string. Because let's just get it out of the picture just to make sure that we're not hearing 3 tones. We just want to hear 2 and see what's wrong. So I still hear that wow, wow. So it's not this right string. Let's mute the bottom one, the one on the left. All right, that ain't that one either. Let's mute the middle one. It's kind of hard to do. You can use the corner of it. I'll just use the corner and just gently tap the middle. That's it, plenty in tune. Now very slow. We like that. So it's the middle one. Cool. Well, we'll mute the one on the right. So we know we're going to do the middle one. The middle one's this peg right here. It's probably hard for you to see in the middle between these three. That one right there. We're going to gently put the hammer on the middle peg till it slides all the way down. Make sure it's all the way down, otherwise you can snap off the top. Not good. Nobody likes that. And then because these pegs could have been sitting here for years unmoved, we don't want to just do a little move with the hammer. We want to actually jerk that. I mean, I'm using this carefully. Jerk the peg with a click so that it gets out of the kind of the seat that it's been in for years maybe. And so that when you can tune it, that it'll sit in a new place. Otherwise, it'll tend to kind of just rock back into the place that it knows, because it's just wood in there. So you might even hear it. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to pull tighter, higher. Now, even though I got it back into tune, I'm going to actually go higher than where I think it's going to go into tune. Until I feel it click, and it just clicked. You can't hear it. But now it's really out of tune, but that's okay. We've moved the peg very gently, and now we're going to move it flatter into place. That's pretty good. Now I still have tension on this. If I let go, it's still pretty good. I'm going to move it forward, like I said, and I'm going to hit it hard. And then let's see how we did. Pretty good. If I take the mute out, perfect. Very much in tune. Now I gently remove this because you can jog it loose if you yank this out too hard. Back in tune. Very nice. Then the next one. We'll do the same process. So we're going to take this mute, use this. We'll put it on the top. Well, that sounds like it was the bad one. Let's still put it on the bottom. I'm like the top right one, the left one. How about the middle one? Muting. Nope, it's this right one. Just went out. So I'm going to mute the left one because it's the same as the middle. And we'll know that it's this peg right here. It sucks when you pull the wrong peg, so we always want to make sure it's all the way down. And pull it sharp. There we go. And then pull it flat. And I went too far. It's all right. Let's pull it back again. Now it's loose. You got to massage it. It's not like, well, you were just there. Why didn't you leave it there? It's very difficult to just, you got to massage it until you get it right. There. Set it. Pretty good. Take the mute out. Pretty good. Now, if you get to a position where you have two notes, two strings that are out, it's very difficult to tell if it's actually in tune at all, because you don't know now which one is in. If you only have one out, the chances are the other two are right. But if you have two out, it's very difficult. So then what you do is test it with the octave. And what you would do then is if it had two strings out, you would test it with the upper string, but not all three. We would figure out which one of these notes is the right most closest. Then we would mute all of these strings but one. So we put it into two of the strings. So you're into the unicorda kind of thing. Only one string versus one string here. Now we listen to them. Now these are actually a little bit out, so it's a little tough. But they shouldn't be exactly in tune. Then you adjust tuning, and that's no. In fact, what you can do is use a chromatic tuner if you want, or just use your earballs. And then you adjust, not the high one, obviously, the one that's in question, until it sounds about right. And you can test it with the fifths as well if you've got another mute. I got another one here. Actually, the octave sounds better than the fifth. The fifth's a little sharp. But in my case, I'd just leave it. Because when you start messing with intervals, it gets bad. It gets really, cascades really fast. But if you had any concern and you had two strings that were off, you can do that. Just be very careful. Don't go too far. Don't try to make it like it's in tune. I mean, that's what, when you get into the temperament, that's what the professionals are for. So hopefully this has been helpful to you about how to tune up a little piano. Remember, the issue is being very careful, always pulling sharp and then putting it back into tune and then setting it, pushing it forward and smacking that note and making sure that it stayed. And then moving on until you get to all the little pieces tuned. The higher you go up, the more difficult it is. The lower you go down, the easier. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.